It's not every day you get a chance to catch up with a guy who was a 5-time All-Pro. That seems crazy, right? That means best in the business. And, he's in the Hall of Fame. And back when safeties used to hit people, Brian Dawkins used to hit people for the Philadelphia Eagles. He joins us here on the Doug Gottlieb Show. This group, as like the kind of authority on the Eagles, what do you like about this group defensively?
Well, wow. The first thing that I'll tell you is that they have grown tremendously since the bye week. Right. So to me, there's accountability in the building because there were some things happening in the first couple of weeks that you do not see going forward. To me, that means that there's accountability. There's Vic and then the coaches staff or however the leadership then goes player-wise, that there are tough conversations being had so that they can do a better job on the field, and I love that.
It's interesting because last year they started out so hot, then it's kind of spiraled a little bit, right?
Yep.
And then this year it was kind of wobbling, and then they got it together.
Yep.
What do you think changed?
Yeah.
It's just that accountability?
Man, you know this. Like, when you have accountability, if I can look at me and you brothers, iron sharpens iron, and I see something that you're not doing right, and I can, say it in a respectful way, but tell you the things that I see that you're messing up on, you do the same for me, we're going to be better off because of it. And the other thing is going to happen is we're going to draw closer together. Why? Because I can trust you in that. I can trust you to do your job and to tell me when you see something in me, and you can do the same for me. So we then both begin to play at a higher level and a higher effective, be more effective, because we're doing things from that vantage point. And again, that is what did not happen last year. Not going to talk about last year.
Sure.
But this year with Vic Fangio and the coaching staff, to me, that is what I see. I see it. And then I see that coming together more and more of the players because of it, and they're probably holding one another accountable as well. And then, again, I love playing for dudes like that. So we're both going on the field, and we can't wait to go ball out with one another. Why? Because we've sharpened one another. We've gotten better, right?
Okay, so what about the offense, though? It does still feel a little dysfunctional. It does still feel, whether it's AJ or whatever it is, with Jalen, like even the comments, he's finally healthy. He's like, well, they took the straitjacket off me. Like, bro, you're going to the Super Bowl. Yeah. I don't know. Again, I'm outsider, you're insider, and you're legendary Eagle.
Yeah, but I'm not. And here's the thing: I'm not an insider in the locker room.
No, but you know a lot more about how this thing works, and it does feel like there's still a little dysfunctionality there.
And so here's what I'll tell you: I don't know the personality of the person.
Okay.
So if I don't know the personality of the person, I don't know if he's a sarcastic dude. You see what I'm saying? I don't know what type of. So when he says that, I can't just take it as, well, he's just calling. I can't do it that way, right? For me, I can look at other aspects of maybe he's saying it from a different vantage point when it comes to that. But I will tell you though, even in that room, when it comes to the receivers and the quarterback, to me there was a tough conversation had. That they had a conversation. And they played in the next game. I think that was like week 14 or something like that. And they put up a whole – and actually it was after the game that he said that, right? That they put up a whole lot more yards, right?
Sure.
Why? Tough conversations were had. And they came out of that room and decided that we're going to do this thing together. We're going to do this dance after we make this touchdown. And they came closer together. You can't – you're not going to go through a season without having to have those tough conversations. And once again, I've said this a couple of times now. If you're willing to do that, it's better off in the long run, because I don't want them playing their best football in the mid-year. I want them playing their best football right now. And to me, if you looked at that last game, they're playing their absolute best football. Passing was on point. Running game was on point. Defense was balling out, causing turnovers. All of those things are happening in the way it's supposed to happen. At the last game of the season, you play your absolute best game.
Okay, then you look at the other side. How does Andy Reid consistently keep doing this?
Listen, he has learned from the past, and he is a much better coach overall. Manager of everything when it comes to the game of football. Clock management, everything. Like there's everybody has a weakness to the game. I can't call his weakness out when it comes to that. I just see that he has the ability to then look at what you're doing defensively and already know some of the things that he can do to attack the thing you just did, right? Same thing on the defensive side of the ball. So he has someone in Spags that I believe is the winningest defensive coordinators as Super Bowls are concerned in NFL history. So how many things has he already seen? So you can't show him too much, right? You can't show him things that he has not seen and already made adjustments to. So my point is that you have two coaches that are on the field right now when it comes, well, special teams as well. I'm not going to leave Tobe out. But you have coaches that have seen so much and they've made so many adjustments that there's nothing that you can't show them that they probably not have a couple of plays that they know can beat the thing that you gave them. You know how comforting that is as a coach on the sideline?
No, I mean, it's interesting, right? Because, you know, when he was in Philly, he had Jim Johnson, right, a guy he trusted immensely. You just do the defense now with Spags.
Yep.
And it seems like he just trusts Spags with it. And
I agree.
And they've empowered Spags. And I think the fascinating part is first time with Mahomes they get to the Super Bowl and they win it. It's an offensive-based team. They just kind of keep it together defensively.
Yep.
You know, then they've won it with very limited offense and just kind of find a way. Now it's defense and running game, and then Mahomes every once in a while saves the day. It's the different iterations of it, figuring out how to win with a different talent group. That's super impressive as a coach.
And I agree with that 100%. 100%.
Last thing for you. What's it like? What's it like to be you at the Super Bowl and get recognized for your incredible life in football?
It's a blessing, and I will tell you that, you know, this is not something that I didn't dream about me having this type of success in the National Football League. Like I didn't know if I can do it early in my career, and to have me to be able to then come to the Super Bowl, have people wanting to take pictures and me doing interviews, for me to even be a part of the, you know, Beringer and Lilly, you know, campaign. Like I never dreamed of these things. I never thought that this would be something I was doing. So this is extremely humbling for me. And I'm absolutely grateful to have the opportunity to do it.
Okay, so you want to spread awareness about kidney health and encourage football fans around the country to put their own hands by getting tested for kidney disease. Why this cause?
Yeah, so why this cause is because my parents both have high blood pressure and both have type 2 diabetes, and that puts them in the category of individuals that could potentially develop kidney disease.
Sure.
So once I got that information, I passed it on to them and their caregivers, right, so that they can make sure that they get those tests. So the campaign is this. It takes you and your doctor. It takes two, and it takes two tests, a blood test and a urine test, to make sure you don't have that. So one of the things you just talked about, right, as a professional athlete, in order for me to do what I did, I had to be very proactive about a whole lot of things. And so what this campaign is really trying to do is be very proactive with people who are out there listening and love the game of football that also fall into those two categories. So go to testyourkidneys.com to find out more information, team up with your doctors, and get that test, get those tests.
If B-Doc says it, you should do it. That's generally just a good way to live your life, whether you're a football fan or non-football fan. Brian, it's an honor and a pleasure to catch up with you.
Always,
really appreciate
brother.
your time.
Thank you, brother.